Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk. Today I got three special guests to talk about the topic. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yeah, so I'll go first. I am Brandy Roden. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I'm about to flex on y'all. I'm licensed in Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm representing Team Dark Skin today. I'm looking forward to this conversation. This is my first podcast feature, so I'm really, really excited for the conversation between us ladies on this call with James facilitating. So thank you for having me.
Uh, thank you, thank you.
I'm Tamaya Forrest. I am a licensed master social worker and I am 31 years old. And I'm an entrepreneur as well. And I thank James for asking me to do this podcast with him.
Let's go,
And
let's
I
go.
am I am Paige Stallworth. I'm 32. I am an assistant teacher and also an esthetician. So yeah, I'm excited about that. This is my very first podcast feature. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
Well, let's jump into it. Let's jump into
I
it.
also
Um,
I forgot to say my age, James. I'm 29. I'll be 30 in August. So I guess I'm the baby of the crew.
Hold on, August what?
14th.
Oh, Leo gang. Hey.
Yes.
Look, I ain't no Leo, but fire sign gang. Hey.
let's go, let's go. So today we talking about colorism, complexion, and beauty. Is complexion tied to beauty in the black community? So the first question I want to ask y'all, and we can go down the line. Does your family have a primary complexion? Like, is your family mostly dark skin, light skin, or does it vary?
I feel like it's different. Can y'all still hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I feel like for my family, on my mom's side, most people are brown skin, and on my dad's side, there are a lot. Well, I take that back. On my mom's dad's side, that side of the family is primarily dark skin, which I take after, their color, really, really dark skin. And her mom's side, mostly brown skin, and then my dad's side, it's a really good mix of brown skin and dark skin people in my family.
Okay. So
As far as, oh, go ahead.
nah, you good. You can go.
As far as my family, it's a mixture of both. Because my mom is lighter than me, she light skinned. My granny light skinned. Everybody on my mom's side, well, as far as my granny and my mom, light skinned. But when it get to the siblings and stuff like that, it's a good mixture. And on my dad's side, they're mainly dark skinned.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and as far as I go, it's I would say it's a mixture. Mostly on my mom's side, I would say it's mostly brown and dark skin. Versus my dad's side, that's like a huge mixing pot. Majority of them are light skinned. My great great grandmother was a white French woman, so that runs. That's where a lot of us pulled our color from. My siblings, well, I have my daddy had two kids previously in a marriage. Those two children are dark. Their mom was dark skinned. And as far as with me and my siblings, we're all light skinned.
Funny how that works. How you just have them
Genetics
two
are
sets.
wild.
Yeah. So, have you ever been teased for your skin tone?
Yes, I will say that my first experience, now thinking back, my first experience with being teased from my color was from an uncle of mine, my mom's brother, who is a dark skinned man. He, to this day, when he sees me, he calls me black. He'll be like, "What up, black?" And his daughter would tease me as well, a brown skinned woman. Love her dearly, but she would tease me too. She would call me Blackie, and I think it's because she heard him, reference me that way all those years. Because kids, they learn by and pick up on things by what they hear. Most of the people that they're around, often adults, friends, things like that. And at school, I would not get like I would notice that certain groups of people would hang tight together, and I would be like left with other people who looked like me, darker skin complexion people. So I definitely noticed a difference in school, but directly being teased, I would say it started with family first.
Do you think your uncle meant it in a mean way?
No, I don't. I definitely don't think that he meant it in a mean way at all. Now, you know what? Now that I think about it, I also remember my grandma, which I don't, it's even to this day, I don't think she meant anything by it, but I remember being a kid who spent every summer all day outside. I remember very vividly her saying to me, "Stop spending so much time in the sun. You're getting too dark. You're getting so dark." And she herself isn't a light skin or really a brown skin. She's more of a deeper brown tone. But I remember her saying that to me.
Dang, that's crazy. So she was like basically saying, "Don't get too dark now."
Mm-hmm.
Don't get.
Absolutely that. And I genuinely don't think like either of them meant anything by it intentionally, but it just really makes you think a little bit deeper about like, okay, what did society, what did the media, and I can't even say social media at that point, it was just mostly TV and stuff. What was the media pushing as to why those things were said to me?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Tamai?
I don't think I ever been teased about my skin tone. I don't really recall that. I've been teased about other stuff, but not my skin tone.
Have you ever participated in teasing somebody about their skin tone?
Yep. I have, but it was out of like somebody picking on me, or like some
Hmm.
petty on a petty level. Yeah, and it was more of like dark skin versus picking on someone that's light skinned.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Paige?
I can't say that I've ever been teased for my skin tone. I've been teased about some other stuff, but I've never been teased about my skin, like my color.
Ha-
And I want to just piggyback too that with the question of have you ever teased somebody about their skin tone? I know I'm a chocolate lady. Also know there are some people who are darker than me in the world, and I absolutely have teased other people, not to their face, but like mostly when I was younger in high school with my group of friends. And you know what they say, misery loves company. So feeling that feeling like that excluded by certain people, wanting to feel good and have community, I've absolutely done it to other people as well. Now that I'm older, and I've actually thought about that, since being older, and I would sit up and think to myself like, how could you, inflict, or even though they weren't aware, inflict some of the same type of things onto other people that was done to you, and it wasn't fair, and I didn't like it. And I can only imagine, how that would have gone had I intentionally teased somebody else in front of their face, knowing that I'm a dark skinned girl myself. So that misery glove company is a true statement. And I was absolutely miserable during my middle school and high school years. Happy now though.
yeah. Do you think like when people used to tease you, was that like their like say it was like they golden thing, like well not golden, but like say if y'all going back and forth, if they run out of things, they'll hit you with the dark skin joke.
Uh, so I really didn't go back and forth with people in school. It was
Mm,
more of just like catching strays, if you will. Like if the class was already, rowdy and stuff like that. I didn't really have issues with people at all. So it was just mostly getting caught up in the crossfire when everybody else is, joning on
mm,
each other, and
yeah.
here it is. I done got caught and didn't even have anything to say in that moment where I should have been targeted.
Hmm. So, Paige, did you ever participate in teasing people for their skin color?
I have, but it was retaliation when I was being teased.
Was it family members?
No, it wasn't family members. It was like children at school, like in elementary.
Hmm.
It would be elementary. I done called a few folks some African booty scratchers. So
Yeah, that was like a fan
it
favorite to
it
say.
was, but it was always a retaliation. Like as far as me just going and picking on somebody and teasing somebody for that, like I've never done it. I always was the type to go play with the kid that nobody else was playing with. But don't come for me because it was, and so that
Hmm.
was my whole thing on it. I wasn't much of a picker.
Hmm. Cool, cool. So, next question. Have you ever wanted to have a different skin tone?
Yeah, James. Listen, I'm glad I got therapy on Friday. I remembering some stuff. So I remember in so I've always I know this is a topic of selection, but I think it kind of goes. I remember
Are you on speakerphone, Brandon?
image.
Are you on
No, can you
speakerphone?
hear me?
You
No,
going
can you
in
hear
and
me?
out a little bit.
Okay, let me sitting outside. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna just re-ask the question and
Okay.
clip it. So next question: have you ever wanted to have a different skin tone?
Yes. Okay. So I know that the topic is mostly about skin complexion. However, I do know that we are still talking on the topic of beauty. So I feel like when I was really in like middle school and like that preteen age throughout high school, I've always struggled with like body image and just self image. Period. I I remember going to the beauty supply store and getting like. Can you ask the question again, James? I heard you talking.
Oh, you can hear? My bad.
It's
Let's
okay. It's
redo the
okay. It's
whole
okay.
thing.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Paige had
My
hung up.
bad,
So I
dog.
was talking to her.
I started coughing and was trying to mute the phone and ended up hitting the ear, but that was my bad.
You listen. That's the good thing about the edit.
Yeah, the edit game
Keep the
strong.
bloopers. Keep
The
the
edit
bloopers.
game
That's gonna be
strong.
funny.
Uh, so you want me to start it from the top?
Yeah, you can start the question again about wanting to be a different complexion.
All right. So next question: have you ever wanted to have a different skin tone?
The answer to that is yes. When I was like preteen, middle school, high school, I struggled with like self image, period, including like body image. And I remember going into the beauty supply stores and getting that Ambi, horrible product by the way. I'm just saying I can smell the chemicals now, but I remember going and getting like their face soap, trying to lighten my skin. Not and it didn't work. And I just remember feeling like all of the lighter complexion girls, not even just light skinned girls, but just girls that were lighter than me, got more attention from boys. Because at that point, I was into the boys and I wanted some attention. And I would notice that I wouldn't get picked for things, or as far as like dating and stuff like that,
Mm,
or just a little flirting back and forth. And I would say even in my adult life, sometimes it came up when I was single and dating, like when I would go out with a friend that was of lighter complexion, and I would
mm,
notice like more people would talk to them when we went out. However, I recognized that that was the energy that I was putting out and really didn't have anything to do with my complexion per se. But I wasn't really approachable, but I was also self-conscious because I assumed that I wasn't being talked to because of my skin complexion. So it was more of an insecurity than anything. But to answer your original
mm.
question, yes, I have.
So you saying like you already had an attitude because you already perceived people.
Already had an attitude. So I'm up here
Mm.
assuming things about people and circumstances. Whole time I ain't being approached because I'm sitting up there with, with the attitude and ain't even having fun.
That
So
make
yes.
that makes sense because dark skinned girls never really liked me. I might have had one or two, but we just didn't rock. It was like they was mad at me
Really?
about something. I was like, I don't know why. I was like, maybe they think I'm soft because I'm like a little lighter, But I didn't consider myself light skinned. But I was like, I never just really had like luck with the dark skinned girls. But
I remember even as a young when I was young, so like my boyfriend, my boyfriend now, he's not light skinned. He's closer to my color. But I remember when I was younger, I would mostly date lighter skinned guys because I thought about like I'm sitting here thinking into the future. Like I don't want my kids to have a difficult life like I did. And I will tell y'all, my oldest son, his dad is light as they come, and my oldest son is my color. We are the same complexion.
no,
So,
for real,
yes, we are. And my
that's what's up,
baby,
though.
he's very light skinned, and his dad is almost my color. So I'm like, you know what? These genetics, they funny.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Tamaya? Have you ever wanted to be a different skin tone?
Um, in my younger days, I think that I had my moments when I wanted to be lighter. Because I would look at my mom's skin tone and then I look at myself and then people be like, you light skinned, and then I'd be defensive saying, no, I'm not because I'm really not, but deep inside I really wanted to be. Yeah, I
Hmm.
wanted to be a little bit lighter. Um, yep. And I used to wonder like, why I ain't, my mama color and I look just like her, but she's lighter than me. And then I
Hmm.
look at my granddaddy and my great granddad and my grandmama and everybody light skin, and I'm over here in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah. And
What
to
a
piggyback off
My bad.
Brandy, that's her name, Brandy.
Yes.
To piggyback off Brandy as well, it seemed like, the guys in, elementary and middle school would go for the lighter skin tone girls versus brown and dark skin and stuff too. And I used to be like, y'all, probably have a crush on somebody and notice that he would like only like light skinned girls, and I'm like, you only want to talk to her because she's light skinned and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Paige, have you ever wanted to be a different skin tone?
Yes, I have. Believe it or not, in my adult years, I always wanted to be darker. Always.
Hmm. Where did that come
And
from?
I don't know. I think it was so much of I would always hear um and I empathize. Um when I always would hear you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl. And I'm just like, no, you're pretty because you're just beautiful, regardless. Like it doesn't matter what color you are. But I've always like admired the darker skin. It to me, it is like gold. It is so beautiful to me, so
Hmm.
beautiful. That's why I try to get out there and tan and try to get as dark as I can every summer, which I know is not gonna last, but it's nice to have a little color.
Hmm. I think I think it's the same for me. Like when I was younger, I wanted to be lighter, but now that I'm older, I want to be darker because it seemed like for men, that's who get more attention now. Or like, like, it seemed like darker skinned men are perceived as more masculine, and lighter skinned
Mm-hmm.
men are like, oh, you just a pretty boy. You don't want to get your hands dirty. Like it's like that, fighting those stereotypes.
But you know what I feel? I feel that we have turned the dark skinned men and the brown skinned men into the pretty boys because they are. Don't get me wrong, they fine. I love me a dark skinned man. I want to marry me a beautiful dark skinned man. Cause
Mm.
I always like I was never the type, although I am light skinned, I really was never the type to go for a light skinned man. I've dated light skinned men before, but it was always like from the ones that I experienced, it was they always felt that they were prettier than me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Mm. Mm,
I can't get down because I'm let me be. You be handsome. Let me be pretty.
Right.
I
Got it.
rock with that. I rock with that.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt that deep down in my soul.
It took me a long time to understand it though, that it was a difference between handsome and pretty, as a man, like dang, like you gotta get a little grit on your fingers. You gotta, what I'm saying, can't be scared of that. I had to learn it when I got a little older. But yeah, I rock with that. Um, Next question. We gonna start with you, Tamaya.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever been confused of your skin color as a brown skin person? Like, did you think you were light skinned at one time and somebody had to tell you wasn't, or like how was that ever confusing for you?
Yes. Yes, I did. At times it was people, they used to always call me light skin. I'm like, no, I'm not. But at times I did. At one moment in time, I was a little lighter, and then in the summertime, I get darker, and then it's like I don't know, my end color always been in the middle, but I've been more darker than lighter. But yeah, a lot of people used to be like, "You light skin, you light skin, you light skin," and I'm like, "No, the hell, I'm not."
You know what? I've never thought of that. Never thought about that as, a question that someone could be, to consider. Just because I've been, kind of so in my dark skin world over here that I never even considered the experience of people of, lighter tones than myself, especially those people who are in like the in between. So to hear you say that really opens my eyes.
Yeah. I was like, I am not light skinned and stop telling me that. But, I still want to be light skinned.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So you never can have you? Do you put brown skinned people in their own box, Brandy?
I do because I'm like, okay, that person's brown. I don't know. It's just like, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's like in my mind, like what shade of
Where does it
brown
stop
is
at?
the
Brown.
cutoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, where does it even stop in my mind for me to say, okay, that person light skin or brown skin? Um, so yeah, I ain't even thought about it that far. But yes, brown people in my mind have their own category, but we're all
Mm.
beautiful. We are.
What about you, Paige? Do you put brown skinned people in their own box, or do you feel like they're dark skinned, or do you feel like they in your team light skin or whatever?
I put them in their own box. I do.
And
I
you
do.
and you found out that you wasn't brown skinned, right? Ain't that what you was saying?
Well, I knew I was light skinned, but I
Okay.
thought I was a little bit darker than what I was
Mm.
until I got humbled, and I was like, "Oh dang, I guess I am. I'm out here light bright for real. I guess I don't really because my children. Well, my oldest child, he's lighter than me. He's more of a complexion of my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then my youngest is in between my complexion and his dad's complexion. Now both of my kids have the same father, and he is brown skin. Um, I'll even say that he's like a on the darker. He's leaning in between the dark skin and the brown skin. But my youngest child is probably closer to his color, but in between, not quite his color, but in between like me and him.
Mm.
And then my oldest just took he straight up, he light bright.
Okay. Okay. Brandy, you muted for a reason, or did you?
Nah, I just said with my background noise to come up, and I totally forgot it was my turn. So,
Nah,
what was ask me the question again?
it wasn't a question yet. But this the
Oh,
question. Next question. Do you use any skin lightening or skin brightening product?
no, I don't. Skin cleansing, yes, but no skin brightening, skin lightening, I do not. Now I've thought about it for certain areas of my face for like with they have some products that have certain like acids in them for like my chin area because I have like scars and stuff from plucking hairs. The older you get, listen, us ladies, we be getting them little hairs on our chin.
The
So I
chin
have some
hairs.
scar. Yes, I
Man,
have
that
some
sounds
scarring on my
scary.
chin, and I thought about it, but then I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna worry about it because it. First of all, I'm dark, and you can't really tell anyway. The only person that's critiquing it is me. So I said that I'm not gonna even bother with trying to buy any of those products. 'Cause I remember all that I had struggled with when I was younger, trying to use those Ambi products, and I'm sure it was other products at the beauty spot, so that they kept behind the counter. Um, so that I could lighten my skin. But as of now, no. But before, yes.
Okay. What about you, Tamai?
Yep. Not now, but back in the day, yeah. The little bleak, the little black and white cream that help with lighting up dark spots and stuff.
Mhm.
Instead of like placing it in a certain spot or a certain area to lighten up my skin, in that area, I tried to put it all over my face, and
Oh,
even
I did
tried
that before.
cortisone. Sometimes cortisone have the little steroid in it that it cause your skin to change colors.
Hmm.
And when I applied in certain areas, I noticed that it turned me a little yellow, like lighter. And I'm like, okay, let me try to put this all over my face or all over this spot or that spot. It ain't work. But yeah.
Man, so y'all was out here just risking it. You was risking your life.
Risking it,
Just
risking
putting
it.
Oh, I'm so
Yes.
tempted.
topical cream all on you. That's wow. But I get it though. It
Yes.
do get that deep though. It do get that deep because the way stuff set up, people, especially when you're young, it do get that deep. I think my grandma used to use fade and cream, but she was light though. But I guess it was just to balance out the color. I don't know. But I know she used to use fade and cream. What about you, Paige? Do you use any skin lightening or skin brightening products?
I have some skin brightening products, but they're to even out my tone because I have a lot of acne scars on my face. So I'm trying to get rid of those, and it's helping. I'm having a breakout right now, but that's the only thing that I really use just to even out my complexion because I have some spots are darker, and it's just from where I've busted bumps in my face, and it left a nasty scar behind. And by the way, tip 50% aloe vera gel and 50% witch hazel. Apply it 3 times a day to those acne marks. It gets rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at her plugging song. Let's go.
Okay, maybe I'm
Let's
applying on
go.
my chin so I
Say
don't have to
it.
go buy those products.
Say it one more time for the people in the back page. Let them know. Go ahead.
You get 50% aloe vera gel and 50% witch hazel. And you can mix it up in a little spray bottle, anything, and just apply it to like a little cotton ball and put it on. Apply it to your face like 3 times a day. It over a period of time, but it does fade those marks away without damaging your skin and
Mm,
causing it to have. So it literally like targets just those dark scar marks.
mm. There it go. Heard it here. You heard it here first. I don't know if you heard it, but that's what's up. Look.
You gonna try it?
Nah, but I feel like somebody in the chat gonna try it when they hear this fire. They gonna be like, yeah, let me try that.
Yeah.
Next question. Does skin tone play a part in attraction to you?
Yeah.
Not anymore. It used to when I was younger. When I was telling y'all that I used to only, prefer to date lighter skin guys, but no.
How long?
Hey.
How long did it take you to stop? To stop doing it like that?
I think once I got into undergrad, I think once I got into undergrad, I was open to just dating whoever I felt like was attractive, not really, meeting certain, criteria such as like, oh, they gotta be this skin tone, they gotta be this height, things like that. I began to be more open when I was in undergrad.
Baby, let me tell you. Yeah. I always found the darker skin tone more attractive than the lighter skin tone. Not saying that I never dated any light skin, but I still think I feel the same way. Is that fucked up?
Nah, I think that's your truth. I think that's your truth, and you should live in your truth. What
Yes,
about
please live in your truth.
what about dark skin makes you feel? What about light skin doesn't do it for you?
I don't know if you said it. Yeah, you did, and I don't know if Brandy said it, but I do feel like the lighter skin tone men think they prettier than the women, and they don't want to get their hands dirty, and you know they feel like they the prize or some shit. So I when you're not the prize, I'm the prize.
That part.
And for real though, my baby daddy likes me too, and I'm like, eh. I tried it. Look, I dated a light skinned guy once before, but my most recent light skinned person that I ever dated was a little too pretty for me, baby. So even with the even though this is a little bit off topic a little bit, even with the hair. I'm not a fan of the locks. I'm not a fan of the extra hair on your head. Just
Uh,
get your hair cut every week and brush it at this point in my life.
so you
You
don't
know,
do
like
the long hair out of wet and curly.
mm-mm,
You ain't with that.
mm-mm.
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with it or whatever, but when you get to asking me to do your hair, it's a problem.
She said, "This is just not my cup of tea. Just not for me. Not for me and
Yeah.
mine."
Mm-mm, mm-mm. That's too much. Just go get your hair cut and brush it. Do the wave thing.
Wave.
Right. Bring it back.
Yeah.
What about you, Paige? Does skin tone play a part in who you attracted to?
It does. It does play a part, but I will say this. I have been talking to this light skinned man, and I will say he has crushed every stereotype about a light skinned man. I mean, he is the complete opposite. He don't think he prettier than me. He ain't afraid to get his hands dirty. He is a real head beside him. Um,
Okay, Mr. Headbus.
and I tell him all the time. He it's so funny because he'll be like, "You still don't like light skin?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "But it's something about you. It's just it's different." I'm a light skinned man is not my preference. It's just not my preference. But I mean, I'm 32, so I'm open.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I'm open to dating. Whoever I feel treats me right, whoever I can
Mm.
have good vibes and conversation with. Um, but as far as it's I feel love me a chocolate man though.
Just shout out to all the light skinned men with dark skin features. Yeah,
Yeah.
they exist. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Is it wrong if a man says he only wants to date light skinned women?
That's a tough one. Because the conversation of preference, how we just got done. Why you gonna put
Yeah.
this question right behind that one?
I
After
had to
we just
set it
got done
up.
talking
I
about
had to
our
set it
preference.
up like that. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm at the point in age where I'm like, okay, if that's your preference, that's your preference. I can't be stressed out about it no more. I can't do it. But I don't know. That one hard. James, why you do that?
You feel how you feel. It's okay to have double standards here. You feel how you feel. This is a safe place.
Well, I don't get offended by it, just me personally, but I have definitely had some feelings about it for other people. So I guess kind of like taking on the outrage of other people sometimes when it comes to that. But me personally, and I will always express it to people. I personally am not moved if somebody says that. But for the people who that does bother, I can empathize with them as well as to why I can. So I'm straddling the fence there. That one is hard.
Does it make it worse if he's dark skinned saying it?
Mm, not to me. Not to me. I could see it being perceived that way. Just because of like how society has been, but not to me.
Okay. What about you, Tamai? Do you feel like it's wrong if a man say he only like light skinned women?
I don't think it's wrong, but um,
See, it's hard.
yeah, I think I'll probably be a little offended. Why? I don't know, but I don't think it's wrong because everybody had their preference. Everybody
Hmm.
like what they like. You like what you like.
What about you, Paige?
Um, I don't get offended. It's a preference, and it's funny that you asked that question because earlier today, now it's not necessarily a thing of light skinned women versus brown or dark. It was more so black women in general, and
Mm.
um, I posted it on my Facebook, and someone came under commenting talking about that shit and was talking about that they not they mamas and all that, and my response was whatever your preference is, I'm not taking away from that. So these particular men like to date white women or women who they feel are exotic. But if you ask me, you don't get more exotic than a beautiful black woman. Period. Um,
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is I.
you
where
know, but in like hip hop culture, like in our culture, like a lot of black men be thinking they doing something if they date like a Puerto Rican or Spanish or some foreign girl. Like they
Hmm.
think that. Do y'all think most black men prefer lighter skinned women?
Yep, because they want that za. Look, me and my uncle was just talking about these yesterday. Honestly, um, he was like, he find it offensive that black men will want to date like women outside of their own race versus a black woman dating outside of her race. And that was like a little topic. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, I understand it. I'm
So
like,
he
because
said. So he said it's not wrong if the girl do it, but it's wrong if the boy do it, or if the man
yep,
do it.
yep,
That's different. Hmm.
yep. And that was my same response. They want that za. Cause and I only say that because I heard a lot of men, talk about, oh, I like exotic women, this, that, my woman exotic, and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So they like that za, y'all.
Hmm.
And I will say that my brother, he is I know we kind of I'm kind of getting off topic here a little bit, but he just kind of going into, the light of the tone. I remember so we're 10 years apart, and I remember when he was growing up, I would tell him all the time, stay away from the white girls, stay away from the white girls, stay away from them. And literally I had to kind of work through, and I don't even really know where that was coming from, because nobody had ever done anything to me or anything like that, as far as like, white people making me feel inferior or anything like that. But he is now dating a white girl, and they just had a baby. And I really had, when he first, told me about her, and that they were dating and all that, I remember saying, like, I thought I told you all these years you date somebody black. And then I had to think about it, like, okay, he loves this girl. She's nice. She hasn't done anything to anybody. I really had to work through, like, okay, where is this coming from? Now, do I still wish that he had, been with a black girl? Of course, but I was able to kind of put those feelings aside to be able to really see the love that they have for one another. And I kind of think about that sometimes as it relates to, dark skinned men with light skinned women. But again, like I said, they don't really offend me as far as like us within our race. But let us start getting outside of the race. Ooh,
So do
that's
you think
something.
they prefer light skinned women though? Do you think most black men
Um,
prefer that?
I think so. I do think so. Just
Hmm.
because when I look around and think of, who's dating who, that's been the combination that I've seen.
I can't argue against it. I I can't. But I'm not dark skinned, so I don't feel like I feel like I can get off easy with it, you know. But I don't know. What about you, Paige? Do you think most black men prefer light skinned women?
I do. I feel like they do prefer women who are of lighter skin, and some of them don't prefer melanated skin at all. But
Mm.
Mhm.
I I noticed now some men you do see I do see some men who prefer darker women over lighter women. But for the most part, I agree 100% that most black men are attracted or would go for more for a light skinned woman.
Do well. Next question. Dang, I lost my thought. Oh, where's okay? There you go. Let me set it up for y'all though, because I know if I ask it, you just gonna be like, nah. You might answer it truthfully. So let's say, starting with you, Brandy. Let's say you got a man, right? And all of his exes have been light skinned, and now he's dating you. Would that like make you a little concerned?
I absolutely would be like, "What you need with me?" And I'll be over here taking inventory. Like, okay, you'd have been with this person, this person, this person, and they are, lighter than me. Are you trying to figure out like what it's like to be over here on Team Dark Skin? Um,
You would
I
say
would
that?
absolutely. That would be my first response. It absolutely would. I would still probably give them a chance, but I would not lie to you that it would not cross my mind.
Mm. Oh, okay, okay. What about you, Tamaya? What if you seen somebody? I guess it could go either way. They either daily strictly light skin or like a bunch of dark skinned girls, and now they talking to you. Would that make you concerned?
Yeah, it'll make me concerned because I'll be like, what do you want? And how I know you really like me because you over here liking them other people. and with one skin
Other
certain
people
skin
is crazy.
tone, and I'm over here the opposite of what you used to.
That's fair. What about you, Paige? What if your boyfriend or somebody you was talking to was only dating dark skinned girls? Or like he got two exes, one baby mama, and all of them dark skinned? Would that concern you?
I wouldn't really say that it would concern me, but my only question would be if they had. I would feel like you either how can I put this? I'm gonna either think that you've been hurt and you just feel like you can't bounce back, and you just gonna put all dark skinned women, brown skinned women in the same box, or you are under the impression that just because a woman is of lighter skin that she is going to be submissive. Um, that's the way my mind gonna go a whole totally different course. I
Mm.
don't. It wouldn't really offend me though. It really wouldn't raise a red flag for me because I'm gonna just be like, well, hey, now you on the light skin train, so enjoy the ride.
Yeah, yeah. I like that's what I was wondering. Was y'all gonna say that? I should have said red flag. I ain't had a word. Red flag is what it is. Have you ever dated outside your race?
I did. I was in eighth grade and I had a white boyfriend and I thought that I had struck gold. It did not last long. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't nothing wrong with it. It just did not last long. It wasn't the one for me. But yes, I have dated outside my race.
And do you would you try it now?
Mm, yes, I'm open. I would be open.
And that's to
If
all colors and ethnicities and cultures and all that.
Yes, at this point, I'm at this point in my life. I if my current relationship wasn't to work out and I was all healed and all of that, because listen, I am not in the spirit of dating when you are unhealed.
Mm.
Um, But if my current relationship didn't work out and I worked through all my stuff, I would absolutely be open to love and whoever is for me and is in my corner and has my best interests at heart, no matter what, complexion, race, anything.
Okay, I respect that.
I
So
guess my
my,
values are a little different now than, when I was younger and a little bit more naive in life.
hmm. What about you, Tamaya? Have you ever dated outside your race?
No, I have never dated outside of my race. Um, will I be open to dating outside of my race? I don't know. Do I find other men of other race attractive? Yeah, a little bit.
A little
But
bit.
as far but as far as me actually dating someone outside my race, I have never done it. But I have, had conversations and people outside of my race have tried to talk to me or whatever, but I was, you know, kind of back and forth about
What
it.
What were your concerns?
um, the fact that I never done it before, it's like I don't know. I don't know. Cause part of me feel like I ain't gonna lie. Part of me feel like the men that of other races that tried to talk to me. I felt like it wasn't that they really was interested in me. I kind of felt like they was on. It was a fetish for them.
Hmm.
Mm, okay.
Okay. That's real. That's real. That could be possible. Be possible. What about you, Paige?
No, I've never dated outside my race. Never.
Would you date outside your race though?
Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't because I never know what I would do if I'm presented in a situation. But I will say this. I don't see myself dating outside my race. Yeah, I find other races of men, yeah, attractive. Because if you put me in the room with Jason Momoa, I'm a fold like a banquet chicken. But I don't
Yes.
see myself settling down with somebody outside of my race.
I respect that. I respect that. I think that's a good point. Do the rest of y'all could y'all see yourself like ending the marathon with settling down with somebody outside of your race?
No,
No, now that part I can honestly say, like long term, probably not. But as far as like I said about being open to love and learning to date again, all of that, yes. So I guess what they say here for a good time, not a long time. That.
Yeah, like I feel like I would be yeah if a white man came and asked me on a date, I would go. I mean, we ain't for the pass up on free food and a good time. But
baby.
as far as I just can't see because I feel like no one really would be able to relate to me better than a black man.
Hmm.
Nothing like it.
It's nothing like a black man. A black man feels like home.
I like
Yeah.
that. Home. I like that. I like that. So, with that being said, do you feel like light skinned women have more privilege than dark skinned women?
I think that I don't even know if it's a light skin or a dark skin thing, other than outside of pretty privilege, because I know pretty privilege is a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm starting
Hmm.
because as I'm reflecting now, I'm wondering in it maybe in today's time if it's more of pretty privilege than it is light skin versus dark skin. Um, I don't know. And I'm just thinking of today's times and what I've been seeing because more people have been embracing the melanin, and we, as dark skinned people, have been more celebrated in spaces these days. So I'm thinking that it has shifted a little bit. And I could be wrong, but this has just been my observation.
That is true. And when I say privilege, I'm not saying in the world of whiteness, I'm more saying in the black community.
Um,
I mean, yo,
well,
it don't
no,
have to change, but you get what I'm
yeah, no,
saying though?
I still feel the same way. Yeah, no, I still feel the same way. That I see more people who physically appear attractive having more privileges, especially in our community, than light skin versus dark skin. But again, like I said, other perspectives could definitely trump mine, but this is kind of where I stand.
Okay. What about you, Tamay?
I agree with Brandy on it. Back in the day, I would say yes to the light skin tone privilege, but now I would say pretty. Like if you're more attractive, or when it come down to your physical appearance, there there'll be more privileged than someone who's not so attractive or attractive to certain people. Our group and I.
Okay. What about you, Paige?
I agree with both Brandy and Tamaya. I feel like yeah, back in the day, light skin was a privilege in the black community. Um just off the and this is from I remember I have an aunt on my dad's side. Are y'all familiar with the Jack and Jill?
You talking about the nursery rhyme? What you talking about?
No, it was a club that you had to pass a brown paper bag
Paper
test
bag. Okay,
Oh
gotcha.
in order
yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
in it. And so I remember her children were in it. And so but that was like back in the 90s. So it definitely was privilege. But as far as today goes, I feel like it's more so pretty privilege. And even, I'm gonna even go off the deep end and say it's more. I feel like it's more of body preference.
Oh.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, everybody with the BBLs, and I mean that's cool if that's your preference and all of that. But I feel like those women, regardless of whatever color they are, have a tendency to get more attention and get more privilege versus a woman with a natural body. Like I got a mom body. I just put on weight. You look good on me, but it's like I don't have all that.
You said you put on what now?
I put on some pounds. I'm proud of my little weight. I got on the scale. It said 128. I ain't never weighed 128.
Oh,
Not
snap.
being pregnant.
All right, then, Paige. I see. All
I
right.
say I'm a fine.
So look, I'm gonna disagree with y'all. I'm gonna disagree with y'all. I don't. I think it's getting better, but I do think it's still more light skinned women privilege because when it comes to like the stereotype of what a light skinned woman usually has, like the long hair and this and that, it's like light skinned women are automatically put in the pretty category. And when you see a black woman, it's more like a darker skinned woman is more like strong, intelligent, um, and then she just happens to be beautiful. Like she's pretty, but like pretty for a black girl. I think that still exists. I think even when you look at like actors and stuff, they put the light skinned people in front a lot. Um, Not for Black Panther, but like looking at Lauren London, Alicia Keys, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. You got like a one sexy red, and then there's like really no dark skinned women being pushed out like that. To me,
You know what, James? When I think about when you say that, you're right. You're right. And I notice like a
Yeah.
lot of these, and even with a lot of these photos and stuff, I notice a lot of times they whitewash these celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
edit them to make them look way
Like,
larger than
yeah.
what they really are. So you
mm-hmm.
gotta here. So
That filter game is crazy when it
It
comes to that.
is.
Um, do you think it gets perceived different when a dark skinned woman has an attitude than when a light skinned woman has an attitude?
Of course.
Yes. Yes, aggressive, angry. I've heard from as far as like darker skinned women, they're more likely to be called aggressive, angry, things like that than a lighter skinned person. Now I do feel that way about black women in general. We're
Hmm.
generally labeled that way, but
Yeah,
if you were to put the two in the same situation, one will be perceived one way and the other one will be perceived a
Hmm.
different way.
yeah, yeah. What about you, Tamaya? How you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with everything Brenda said.
Yeah.
I do. Um, yep, I agree.
What
Black
about
in
you?
general,
In general.
but yeah, yeah, black in general, but also, with lighter. If you like, you put a lighter tone and with a darker tone, and they probably, have the same issue. The darker skin tone one will be the more problematic versus the lighter skin tone.
Yeah. What about you, Paige?
I agree. I do. I feel like in that community, it comes to that, a darker skinned woman would be labeled as aggressive, masculine, um, angry, all of those types things before they'll put that label on a light skin woman. But yes, in general, black women in general are labeled as aggressive anyway. So it's not even aggression; it's just strong emotion.
Yeah, I agree. I think I know back in the day we would like be like a red bone girl. Like we would think I would automatically assume if you light skin like red bone, you would have an attitude, but that would be cute to me. But if a darker skinned girl had the same attitude, I would look at her as being like a B, and it's just weird how it just got, put out there like that.
Hmm.
But it
Well,
sure was like that.
by me, but I always got labeled as being stuck up, which was
Mm.
Mm, I like
and
that. Talk
light
about that.
skin. I do feel like light skinned women are labeled as stuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Always been labeled as stuck up. I don't have a stuck up bone in my body. I'm probably the most laid back, coolest person I know. I'm not bougie. I don't it's like I'm so I just like I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I can strike a conversation with just about anybody. Never been stuck up. When people get to know me, I always get the same reaction. I thought you was stuck up, and I just be looking like, why would you think that?
Cause you light skin.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly why. Because I'm light skinned.
I ain't think about adding that question. I like that though. I know that is a thing though that's automatically assumed sometimes for light skinned women. Um, do you think it's harder for darker skinned women to embrace their beauty?
I think so. I know for me, just from personal experience, it took me a long time to get to the point where I really genuinely, from the inside out, felt like I was beautiful, like I was pretty, and things like that. But also, too, I have not really um heard like this conversation. I just want to say I'm loving it because this is really real and raw, and I'm learning so much from you ladies on this call, and even from you too, James, because you're giving that male perspective. But I feel like I guess as a dark skinned girl, I've been so like boxed into my experience that I have not seen other people's experiences.
Hold up. That's you, Tamaya, with the car door or whatever.
Oh, look, I'd be ashamed of myself. I thought I had my voice isolation on.
Mm-mm. They
I'm
good.
up in the kitchen. Let me get up out of here.
I was like, I was trying to give it some time. Like, well, maybe they just,
I'm sorry.
it's all
I'm so
good.
sorry.
We gonna
Baby,
reset that.
I'd be ashamed of myself. Okay, let me go back.
Nah, it's all good. I think that's what I need to start doing though, like checking in at certain time points. 'Cause I know you're gonna get hungry, you want something to drink. Just sitting and talking for a minute, kind of throw you off. Let me know when you
No, I'm
situated
back
to
in
it.
my spot.
Oh, okay, all right. So let's reset it, Brandy. Forgot what. Okay. Do you think it's harder for darker skinned women to embrace their beauty?
From personal experience, I think so because again, like we mentioned, so we're in like a interesting time period because we're kind of shifting out of a little bit out of, darker skinned people verbally being, teased and things like that. And I think for me, just from growing up, I was so like boxed into my experience that it's just been recent to where I felt like recent years where I truly felt from the inside out beautiful. And so just to hear this raw conversation that we're having today about these other ladies' experiences who are not dark skinned has really been eye opening for me. So I'm really interested to see like what they have to say as well about how they perceive darker skinned women to embrace their beauty.
Hmm. So, Tamaya, do you think it's harder for darker skinned women to embrace their beauty?
Um, I don't know because well, it depends on what shade. Cause I don't consider myself as dark, and I don't consider myself as light. Um, but I feel like when I'm in the room, when I'm in a room with a group of people that show more favoritism towards a certain skin tone, then yeah.
So, like, if you in a room full of darker skinned girls, you feel like it make you stand out, or what was you saying? What you saying?
Yeah, it'll make me, feel like um not stand out, but if I nah, don't use the darker, cause no,
Okay.
use the lighter. I feel like if I was in a room with a group of lighter skin tone women and it's me and I'm over here paper sack brown and like it's more they're more favorable at the moment versus my skin tone, then yeah,
Mm. So it's kind of intimidating in a way.
it would be depending
Mm.
on you know the situation.
Now, I mean, I want to, while we at it, I want to just thank y'all for being so vulnerable. Like, I know these are some touchy questions. It got some hidden, it can have some hidden trauma with this. But thank y'all for answering this. Paige,
Hmm.
do you feel as a light skinned woman that you have to be a little more like less loud with your light skin when you're around darker skinned people? Has that ever like came up for you?
Um, I really wouldn't say that it came up because like it. I've never. I don't feel like I've had to tone it down. Um, and be less loud of a light skinned woman. I just feel like with the with like Brandy was saying earlier that I feel like the stigma that's been put on darker skinned women has made it a little bit harder for them to accept their natural beauty. But like I said, like I always been the type if you beautiful, you beautiful. And I'm a girl's girl. I'm gonna compliment you like all the time. I've always complimented women of darker skin, and I always told them how beautiful they were. And it never ended with for a dark skinned girl. It was always you just so beautiful, like you just so pretty. But I don't feel like I've ever had to just tone it down. Like I my how I act. if you how people try to put that stereotype on, like, I wouldn't really say I act like a light skinned woman, if that makes
Mm,
sense, with
mm-hmm.
that stereotype. So that's never really just been an issue for me.
Okay.
I probably act more like a dude than anything. But excuse me. Sorry, y'all.
That's all good. Next question. Do you wear weave outside of braids and plaited hairstyles? I don't know what made me like write that question. In my mind, it made sense, but I'm gonna rock with it since I wrote it down.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question.
Okay.
I used to. I have locks now, but I used to a lot. Now I'm scared. I want to do braids again and stuff like that. I'm scared. However, yes, I used to. So speaking from that experience.
Okay. What about you, Tamaya? Do you weave outside of braids and plaited hairstyles?
Do I wear wigs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. What about you, Paige?
I used to. I'll throw a wig on my head every now and then, but my scalp get to itching too bad, so I got to snatch it off. But as far as like your braids and stuff, hell yeah. But like just a sew in, mm-mm. I'm trying to embrace my natural hair more.
Mm.
Let me rewind that. I love my natural hair. It's just so thick, and I don't know how to do hair, so it's frustrating. So every time I gotta do it, it's always a battle between the barbershop and just toughing it out. But um, I don't really wear I won't really wear a weave like that outside of braided hairstyles and protective styles.
Okay. Do you think you look better with straight hair or your natural curl pattern?
I will say that I took more pictures with when I would have sew-ins and my wigs on. I definitely took more pictures because I felt like I looked different. Couldn't really place what it was about like my features that looked different. But now before my hair got too long to wear a wig, I would definitely still throw that wig on with straight hair when I'm going out or somewhere like that. But now since my hair, I've literally been forced to just wear my hair and really embrace it. I feel like I look the same and I love it either way. But we
Cool.
ain't gonna act like a bust down. Don't make you look real, real pretty. Cause it will.
What is a bust down? What is that?
Middle part.
Come on now, James.
Look,
No,
man.
it's a middle part. Mostly straight hair, middle part. That's the look
Uh-huh.
that
A bust
the
down.
girlie's been
Ah,
going for. Yeah.
that's what you call it? A bust down? I never knew that.
That's what they call it. I'm using their words. I don't really
Oh, I learned something
Let
new.
me a good old bust down.
know.
Yes, I don't know. What about you, Tamaya? Do you think you look better with straight hair or your natural curl pattern?
Um, I think I look better with my natural curl pattern, but my natural curl pattern takes more effort and maintenance than the straight hair. The straight hair is just so convenient.
Oh, so convenient.
So you feeling the same way, huh, Paige?
And
Well,
lately,
I think
oh,
I'm
I'm
cute,
sorry.
but I do. I'm not gonna say I necessarily feel like I look better with straight hair. Like it's so much more convenient. But I will say this: I get way more compliments on my natural curl pattern when I wear my natural hair versus when I wear a weave.
Hmm. Do you think it takes more confidence to wear your natural hair?
I do. I think that it does. Because I don't know. Especially if you have like a tighter curl pattern that might not like styles might not turn out how you want them to. But listen, with a good earring, a good lip, not even having to beat your whole face because who be having
Hmm.
time for all that anymore. But I definitely think that it does. for me take a little extra because I know I have to put on a little earring or something like that. Versus when I would wear weave, I would be, just bare. And I'm not saying that I'm going out beat face, but I would be more comfortable with just like bare face, nothing, things like that. But yeah, I do for me feel like it took more confidence for me to have more confidence for me to wear my hair.
Mm. What about you, Tamay?
Um, yes. I think it takes more confidence to wear my natural hair only because, like Paige said, your hair might not turn out the way that you would like it to. You might leave out the house, especially in my curl pattern. Like I can go get a silk press, I can go get a certain style, but when that humidity hit my hair, my natural hair, it just it just go out the window.
That's right.
Look, I go from it looking one way and then it end and then I end like Frederick Douglass or something.
So Frederick Douglass had to bust down too, huh? He had to part a little bit.
And baby, and look, he ain't have no style to that. He just was
A little bit,
nappy.
huh? He had a side bust down or something.
Baby, because if I go to sleep without twisting that hair down or tying it up or doing a little something to it, I'm gonna wake up looking like I got struck by lightning.
Ooh.
It's
Mm. Struggles. The struggles be real, man.
yeah.
What about you, Paige?
It definitely took more confidence for me to wear my natural hair. When I did the big chop and went natural, it was a I ain't gonna say it was a struggle. Your friend made fun of me.
Dang, who was my
Yeah,
friend? That's
my
crazy.
brother.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he no, but he got an afro too now.
yeah, he got his long, luxurious afro. He used to call me popcorn. I first cut my hair off and had them little twists because they wouldn't lay down right. You know how you got to go through the ugly stage first before you get your hair trained how it need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
definitely took a lot of confidence for me to proudly wear my natural hair to where I didn't feel like I was I don't want to say ashamed because I wasn't ashamed of it, but it was different for me because coming from being having relaxed hair dang near my whole life and then chopping all of it off to this little bitty afro. Matter of fact, the day you got married is the day I did the big chop.
For real.
For real. And I had that threw that wig on my head because I was like, ow, my initial
Oh,
question to myself when I left out the shower, I was like, what the hell did I just do?
so that was a wig. I didn't even know that.
That was wig on my
Did
head.
not know that. Look at me. Look at that. Why do y'all think that's such a big deal for y'all to wear what's like that's just what you born with? Why is that so hard for y'all?
Sometimes these
Um,
hairstyles just don't be hairstyling when it's your
yeah.
regular hair. I don't know.
Hmm. Do you think you was trained to not like your hair, or you think that you just well, I ain't gonna say not like your hair, but not want to deal with your hair? Like,
Mm,
you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
yeah.
Because I had a relaxer at a real early age.
Right.
I
Me
feel
too.
it was more so I feel it was more so put on us that the European straight hair was the right way to go versus and if I could go back in time, like I would tell my mama, don't relax my hair. Just leave it
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
that way I could have embraced it at a young age and been fine. Like if I ever have a daughter, I'm not putting any kind of chemical in her hair. I'm gonna just
Mm,
let her rock her natural tresses because it I feel like it was society put it on us to feel that our natural hair was not right, if that makes sense.
mm,
And I see these young girls now who they've never been exposed to relaxer. They do all kinds of stuff with their hair and it looks so pretty.
is.
and they embrace it. I love to see our young girls with their natural hair. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
I know.
oh my bad. Keep going. Keep going.
I notice at work because I work in elementary school, so I notice a lot of times at work when I do wear my natural hair, which I wear my natural hair most of the time. Um, but I feel like it gives some of the girls that extra little confidence boost because it's like, okay, Miss Stallworth got her natural hair out. I wear my fro and I'll rock my fro. I will rock the hell out of my fro. But I have to stop because I peak and I have such bad anxiety. I pulled the patch of hair out my head, y'all.
Mm.
So I try to, I love to rock my fro, but I really don't like to wear it because I get the picking and pulling. And I don't like pulling my hair. I got to stop that. But I feel like it does set an example to the younger girls that it's okay to wear your natural hair. Your natural hair is beautiful. And I always try to tell them when they have their fro, I like, I love your hair. And I do. And it's coming from a genuine place because I love to see a little girl with her natural hair.
Yes.
I feel that. So we getting towards the end. I got one more question, but I'm gonna tell y'all like what inspired me to even have this conversation on my podcast. If y'all saw the Super Bowl, y'all saw Alicia Keys perform with Usher,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and I saw another black male post talking about how Alicia Keys was natural, didn't use any makeup, and black women need to embrace their natural beauty. I was like, that's cool, but we also have to me, and I used to think that way too, thinking like women should just be more natural, embrace themselves. But then I think having a little girl and having a wife and like just being around more women due to my profession, it made me more sensitive to like the beauty standards that y'all try to uphold, with society. And it also made me understand that light skinned women that have like the long curly wavy hair and all that, it's easier for them to embrace their natural, because even when they go natural, I think a lot of times when people think of their natural hair, how curly they want it to look, it looks like a mixed person or like a lighter skinned person with curly, loose locks. And I was like, we should stop being so hard on our women about being natural when the world hasn't really embraced their naturalness. Like we should still push for it, but not bash them for reacting to what's been put on them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, how do y'all feel when a man says he likes his women natural?
I think because
Um,
now Oh no, you go ahead.
nah, no, because I'm up in, I'm go ahead, because I'm over here trying to think.
No, I was just saying that like my boyfriend, he says that he'll say like, well, I like to see you in your natural form, and sometimes I'm like, well, you don't want me to wear makeup, you don't want me to, wear this, wear that. And he says like, I just really really love like your natural beauty. And I think it makes me take pause to be like, okay, what is it that, I'm not seeing, just that raw, authentically me. But also at the same time, I'll be like, come on, man, I'm not going out here with a naked face sometimes when the event requires it or something like that. So I do give him pushback when it comes to that, but I'm plain Jane most of the time. So it really doesn't bother me. But when I want to pop out, I want to pop out.
Mm. And when you pop out, his makeup, hair, the whole shebang.
Yes, the whole shebang.
Mm.
But and then he's like looking at me with all googly eyes and stuff like that.
So he really be capping like,
Yes,
uh
yes.
uh there you go. There you go. What about you, Tamai? How you feel when a man say, I prefer you to just be natural. I like my women natural.
I feel like it ain't about what you want, it's what I want.
That part,
And
that part.
Right.
And I'm a little extra, and I feel like ain't nothing wrong with enhancing, a little enhancement. Because
Mm,
I like the lashes, I like the hair, I like you know, I like the extra.
mm. What about you?
Now,
Oh, my bad.
what I can say is, I remember at one point I never wanted to, like I would never step out without doing my makeup because of my, you know, acne issues that I had and the hyperpigmentation on my skin and stuff like that.
Mm,
I didn't ever want to go barefaced because of my
Yeah.
insecurities of my skin, but um, it was like once I um learn more about skin from being in school, esthetician school, and learning how to work with my skin and learning my skin type. And I found myself going without makeup more often, but I found myself wearing lashes more often than usual, if that makes sense. I
Mm-hmm.
still needed something, I
Yeah,
needed
no,
mm,
I
something.
got you.
It ain't nothing like lashes and some lip gloss.
And a lip gloss. Yep,
All you
lashes
need.
Yeah.
and a lip gloss.
And when I did try to do it without the makeup, I still needed my lashes. I needed some mascara or something.
mm. What about you, Paige?
Um, I'm most of the time I'm natural anyway. I like to do my makeup every now and then, but my skin breaks out so easily. And then I have oily skin, so I have to be really, really careful about putting all that makeup on my face. And when I do put it on, I do thoroughly clean it off well because I don't want breakouts. But most of the time I'm natural, so it really doesn't bother me when a man says he likes his woman natural. Because 9 times out of 10 that's what you gonna get. Majority of the time I'm gonna look like a bum, and that's just straight up. Like
Oh, bum, man.
I'm sweatpants, t-shirt, slides type of girl. Um, and it's crazy because my ex actually we had this conversation. And he was like, I always told him I was like I try to because I don't like attention. I like to be under the radar. And so anytime I would go out to like Walmart or something, I always tried to dress myself down to make me look even more bummy because I ain't want people all up in my face trying to holler at me because I just came here to get what I need to get so I can get out.
Girl, they don't care.
They don't. And what he said really made a lot of sense to me. He was like, it doesn't matter. He said because if you look like this dressed down, he's like they can only imagine what you're gonna look like when you dress up.
That's
So
true.
I was like, okay, you got a point. So I really couldn't escape it. But yeah, I like to pop out every now and then, like the girls see. When I pop out, and I pop right back in.
Hey, man, I can't, for me, I don't know if other men do this, but to me, I gotta, I gotta see you without everything, cause I gotta feel like when I wake up next to you, I gotta like what I'm looking at. So I need to see you stripped down, and
Mm-hmm.
cause if I wake up and you just ain't doing it for me, then it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it's just how I think. Like I gotta like your morning face. And I'm not
Yeah.
expecting you to be the beautifulest woman in the world when you wake up, but I'm saying like I gotta know, I gotta see that and then see the build up. I don't wanna just build up, build up, build up, then boom in the morning, you a whole different person. It's gonna throw me off. But that's just how, I rationalize things. I don't know if other dudes like that. But I don't mind makeup now because now I understand what's going on. But I used to be like, nah, you don't need no makeup. Why you doing that? Why you doing this? But now I get it. I get it a little bit. So we have reached the end. I want to thank y'all for discussing this topic with me. Y'all did great. All y'all added a lot to the conversation. I'll let y'all do y'all closing remarks and then I'll let y'all go.
What you want us to say for closing remarks?
Whatever you want to say, like if you want to shout out what you do or you just want to talk about your experience while on here, whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll go first. So James, again, thank you for inviting me on your platform to discuss, just how life has been for me as a dark skinned lady and, having this experience with our brown skinned sister, our light skinned sister, and to just hear some of the similar challenges that we've had that I hadn't considered before was really eye opening to me. And I hope that have future conversations where I can be a part of it. I would love to come back. And I would like to shout out my business. I am the owner of Honeybee Wellness and Consulting. It is a private practice agency. We just began taking referrals for Mississippi and Tennessee. So we have people who are ready to go. They're trained up and ready to serve all of your mental health needs. You can find us on Instagram at honey, the letter W, honey BWC, and that is how you find us.
Let's go. Black women doing it big. You feel me? I like that. I like that.
And it's
Uh,
late. I got tripped over my words. I'm like over here cross-eyed, sleepy.
my bad. I got y'all a little late. I know. My bad. But I'm gonna put that up on the screen too. That's gonna be up on the screen whenever you send me everything. So when you talking, I'm gonna put your thumbnail up that up, show what you got going on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be sure you get it.
What about you, Tamaya?
Well, I appreciate you for asking me to join you on your podcast. It's my first time even participating with anyone on the podcast. I like to talk. I appreciate you allow me to be vulnerable, and I enjoyed the transparency of all of us. And if you would like to invite me again, I would be happy to join and talk and chat and look at things from different perspectives.
Hmm. That's what it's all about. What it's all about. What about you, Paige? How you feeling? Any closing
Um,
remarks?
yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this, and it was so good talking to you, ladies. I did. I learned a lot from each and everyone on here. Um, I would love to do this again. I'm actually trying to start my own podcast. I don't know where to start. I got my life is in pure chaos right now. I'm trying to juggle entirely too much stuff. I'm a baseball mom now, and nobody told me about tournaments, so I got to keep my schedule open. So yeah,
Mm,
but
yeah.
I want to do this again. I would love if you would have me again. I got a lot to say. Um, and also, you can look me up on Facebook at under JS Aesthetics, and also on the Booksy app. You can book me. I do facials, waxing, microdermabrasion, hot stone massages. I'm gonna add lashes on there. It's a lot of stuff I'm gonna add. I do vajacials, all that type stuff. So
Let's go. Let's
look,
go. Definitely
looking
gonna.
to come hit me up.
Mm. Tamaya, you ain't want to add your business out there? You still doing your thing?
Well, yeah, I'm still doing my thing, but y'all can follow me or whatever. I'm trying to be more active on social media. So I have two Instagram pages. One is for my pole classes, and the other is for esthetician, my esthetician page. Yeah. So
Ooh,
it's Malaysian
okay.
dot persuasion underscore on Instagram for my pole page. My aesthetics page is Dallas Skin Magician, and my business page on Facebook is Body Magic Beauty Bar, and TikTok is Body Magic Beauty Bar, and I do a bit of both on TikTok, a little aesthetics and pole on TikTok on the same page.
Let's go. Let's go. That's all gonna be up there for y'all. Thank y'all again. It was fun. I enjoyed y'all, and I'm definitely gonna have y'all back on here again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this was really, really fun and nice to meet y'all here.
Yes.
I
Nice meeting you
enjoyed
too,
talking.
Brandy and Paige.
Thank you, thank you. This has been an experience that I like. Definitely, definitely would love to do it again, as I stated before.
Oh.